Hello and welcome to another episode of Christine's Coloring and Crafts. I'm Christine and we'll be continuing our color and chat here in Mythographic Voyage. We'll be doing the leaves and greenery, at least some of it. I'll try to keep the video short and sweet today. But I figured we'd do some chitty chat chatting. And in this one, of course, we'll be using the Blick Studio pencils, grass green and apple green, and bice green will be our pencils we're using tonight. We'll just start up here in this little corner, put in our darkest color first, the grass green, which I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I find it funny, the names of the colors of the pencils, because a lot of times they'll have similar names to other pencil sets and they'll be such completely different colors. Let me get that guy nice and pointy there, the apple green. That looks a lot better. I always found it funny, not like really strange, just haha. It's kind of like women's clothing. There's just no universal system. It's just whatever got made up. It's whatever they feel that color really is. And the funniest one of all, and I'm not putting the pencils down because I really do love that pencil set and I need to use it again. I haven't used it in a while. Is the Square Brute Flooners. Now those are some funny names. At least though, with those, you don't have to worry about them, I'm going to sharpen it, having the same color names as other pencil sets. Because I just got some goofiness. I kind of like some of the names. But anyway, I've been sitting here thinking about these Blick Studios and kind of wishing when I went up there to Blick that I got more, because I really do like how these feel. These and the Arctics, or Art X, however you want to call them, they are very surprising. And I know that a lot of times we go and we get these quote-unquote store brand pencils that have labeled themselves to be artist quality and to be, you know, just as good as the, I guess you call it name brands. That's what we're going to go with. We're going to say name brands. And so far, I've been quite disappointed in the store brand. Like, I was very disappointed in the Master's Touch. And I'm grateful I didn't try the Michael's version. I'm afraid I might have been disappointed. Although, it probably wouldn't hurt to try them and see, you know, if they got like a small set of 6 or 12 or something like that. Something for the future to think about. I was, however, disappointed in their markers. Their alcohol markers are abysmal. And I'm glad I only got 2 to replace. It was originally to replace a dried up Ohuhu marker. I think I accidentally left the lid off, or the lid loose, I shouldn't say off. And I go to use it the next time and it's all dried up. I was like, well, oh, who doesn't sell them open stock? There's not, there's Michael's wasn't that far away. So we'll go ahead and give them a shot. And they were terrible. They were very streaky. I'm used to streaky on the water-based markers. I am definitely not used to streaky on alcohol markers. So that was quite a sad surprise for me. But not to completely put Michael's down, because their glitter watercolors are amazing. I love their glitter watercolors. I have so many glitter watercolor paints now, it's not even funny. In fact, I might try to do a glittery background, maybe. That's what I'm thinking. I'll have to put something behind here, of course. That's the nice thing of these being one-sided. Just put something behind here to protect this page, and then just kind of get one of my smaller brushes once I got everything all filled. Oh, look here, I missed some. We'll go back over there and get those. Once I got everything filled in, we'll do some watercolor background. I think that'd be nice. Let's get over here and get these guys. Sometimes I swear I'm just like off in La La Land or something, trying to determine whether this is a stem or part of the flower. I think I'm going to treat it as part of the flower because I want to put a pop of orange and yellow in there, and I'm just going to treat it as part of the flower. Just sitting upright in here. Anyway, this is the last Thursday I will be having off, and I would have done a video last night, but two things. One, I'd had a late night getting to appointments and running errands and stuff, and two, if y'all missed it, I am so sorry. There were about 600 people, so I'd imagine most of my viewers did not miss it. Coloring Bliss had a live event last night with prizes like every 15 minutes and talking about their new book, which, I'm not gonna lie, I think I'm gonna use my holiday pay to get that book. I was gonna save up for it, just put a few bucks back, every couple or every week, and get it for myself for Christmas, which I might still do. I'm not sure yet, because we don't get too many holidays where you can get paid double time. Yeah. Or even time and a half. And I usually take the time and a half version because I want that holiday, 8 hours of holiday pay for a later date to take off. Yes, I do. Although I'll tell you, sometimes it's rough. I mean, I know I've only been back to work a month. The guys, every time I turn around, the company that I loved working for does something so insanely stupid that you just like, I'm so ready to quit. And I know some of you may be like, well, why don't you? Well, because I'm in a mountain of debt. I got to finish off my student loans. And when the sick leave company that does the sick leave for this company I work for kept screwing me out of my pay, I kept having to turn to a credit card to pay bills and get food. And then, of course, naturally I'm paying off my Amazon Prime Day haul, but that really isn't that big of a deal. And it is darn good money. I about cursed. Sorry, guys. It is darn good money for what I do. It's not a difficult, terribly difficult job. I can't say difficult. There is some difficulties to it, for sure. Especially with every time you turn around, this company is micromanaging us, which is something I never thought they would do. I should have known better. I never learned my lesson. I start a company, I get in for after a year or two, and feel like I'm treated like royalty, like gold, feel like I'm actually worth it to them for that paycheck. I feel like I'm actually doing them a good job, and I actually feel like I am doing them a favor by coming to work. Even though they're paying me, I still feel like I'm valuable, not doing a favor, like I'm valuable. And I get attached, and it breaks my heart when I see everything fall to pieces. Like, here's the deal, what they're doing. I don't think it's any secret that I work for a call center. But in call centers, they time you on everything. I mean, everything. And that's already micromanaged enough. They're constantly having contests of who can get the better numbers, who can get the shorter calls, who can, get the shortest time between calls, stuff like that. And they just create that very volatile atmosphere of, and it's all call centers, it's not just this one, of having employees compete against each other. And I mean, they constantly show everyone how good or bad you're doing. They'll email it to you. They'll, we've got a messaging board. They message it to you. And the messaging board is used more now than it was back when we had an office. And that's only because now we don't have an office. So I want to say that's going to be flowers too. But anyway, they also, they give you, as a full-timer, they give you fair breaks. I'm trying to think of how to say this without cursing or without getting angry. As a part-timer, they don't. And I also don't want to say this without seeming like I'm ungrateful, because for the lunch period I get, yes, that's very fair, especially now that I've joined the world of the disabled. Hooray me. And then I shouldn't even be thinking about that. Okay, it's a disability. It's not the end of the world, and I shouldn't be feeling like it's the end of the world. But guys, I'm going to have to be honest with you, it feels like it's the end of the flipping world, because you're allowed to step away from your desk to go to the restroom, or get a drink, and now they're cracking down on how much time you take. And for me, it was rare that I would take more than 3 or 4 minutes of what we call personal time at a time. 4 max. If that's because I was trying to grab, and usually that's because I was trying to grab 2 waters, or a cat or a bird did something stupid and I had to go fix it real quick on my way back up to the desk. But now that my knee is forever damaged, I just can't move fast. I can't move with a swiftness. I have to take 1 step at a time going down the stairs and coming back up the stairs. At least for now. Now there's ways that there's things that they can do to help repair it to a point where I'm more mobile, but it's never going to be the same again. But I'm hoping that the way that they're able to fix it, I can take 1 foot per stair, walk up the stairs like a normal person and walk down the stairs like a normal person. And I even spoke out. I was like, this is unjustly cruel and is micromanaging people. If you take more than like an hour and a half a month, guys, I believe it was 90 minutes. I could be wrong. It could be 2 hours. You could get written up. And you're telling this to a person who has to take the step with both feet, 1 at a time, because my knee locks up at random. So I either have to risk falling down the stairs, or risk damaging my knee more, or get written up. That doesn't sound like a winning situation at all in any circumstance. And after so many write-ups, they get to, let you go. And I'm just like, what? Who hurt you? Who hurt you that you feel that this is appropriate to do to your employees? To your able-bodied employees, much less your disabled. Who hurt you so bad? And that just, unfortunately, creates an atmosphere of us versus them. Us as the employees who are, out in the field, so to speak, not only earning a paycheck, but we're making them money too by going along with their little calling contests and stuff. Like, hey, we're going to do this. And even though it creates that culture of anxiety and fear, if you play it right, it could be kind of fun sometimes. And it used to be the contests would actually get you something, a little prize, which was so worth it. And this company used to send us stuff in the mail all the time. They don't anymore. They don't show us that, they don't actually show us that they appreciate us. The contests actually yield you nothing other than bragging rights. And so that just drives you further into anxiety. And then they wondered why I was off for 4 months. Because your people make me weird. I come back and you didn't get any better. You got worse. Basically, you're telling me, a disabled person who can't get up and down the stairs, that I've either got to not have anything to drink and not be able to use the restroom in between, anywhere from 2 hours to 3 hours of working. I've got to be glued to this phone. No bathroom break, no water, no nothing. Except for my coloring. So far. I'm to the point where I'm fearful that they're going to figure a way to take that too. But you're telling me that I have to be able to either go without or spend money I don't have right now because I'm still recovering from that company screwing me out of money every time. You tell me I have to buy a fridge for up here to keep water in, which I am kind of tempted to, since I got so much space on my Amazon card. I'm half tempted to get one of those little tiny can ones and see if I want to go on there and see if I could take the shelf out and then just buy that and put water in it. But it still doesn't solve the bathroom problem. When you gotta go, you gotta go. And you shouldn't be in fear of having to go. That just should not be a thing. But anyway. So I either have to go without, buy a mini fridge for upstairs with money I really don't have, or get written up because I can't make those times. I'm too slow. Now, I could have water that isn't cold, I guess. And that's something I can look into, is learning to drink water that isn't cold. But right now I've just got that buzzing attitude of, why should I have to? While y'all are all taking your vacations and you're, riding on your yachts and, going to your winter homes and summer homes and, here, there, and everywhere and enjoying all the finer things in life. I have to, my only real good solution, at least from the water standpoint, is to drink it warm. Exactly how I don't like it. That's just the way companies are anymore. They just, I'll never understand why the first thing, if something's going wrong up there, say, because most likely a lot of this stuff isn't just done to be cruel. A lot of this stuff is done by bean counter, recommended by bean counters to upper management, saying, hey, this is how you could save some money. So you could still keep your vacations and second home and third home and fourth home and fifth home, because, you know, we all need 5, 6, 7 homes, because certainly America is no homeless, right? And sorry to be going off during a coloring chat here, but it's really the only place I got to kind of go off. The boyfriend don't understand, because he's got the job of a lifetime. I really wish I had learned a skill rather than went to college, because he learned a skill and it's in high demand, and he gets paid as much as I get paid. But the kicker is, it's a job he loves. It's his dream job. He works on old cars all day. Heck, if I had been a smart youngin' instead of a dumb one, I'd have gone with that passion for cars, and I could be doing the same thing now, but screwed it up there. And apparently there's a bad knee gene. I mean, I don't know if the doctor's going to say that, or if there is really anything like that. I just know that my mother had both of her knees replaced, and I've already got the left one going out. And I'm 110% positive that I'm more active than she was at this age. Or I was, before the knee went out. So it's not like I wasn't greasing the wheels or anything. Lord knows I was greasing them wheels. Oh, shoot. But yeah, that's got me feeling kind of down. Like, I mean, it's just so weird to think just 2 years ago, and even, you know, before COVID hit, you know, in March of 2020, I was like, man, this is the job of a lifetime. I could see myself retiring from here. You know, I finally got my GM. I mean, I'm not getting paid what I got paid at GM, duh. But that's okay. I'm still paid well. I've got benefits that 90% of them are really, really good. It's just that sick leave you got to watch out for. Oh, shoot. Once you get paid, it's great. It's the getting paid part that sucks. And it isn't just my company that uses this company. I'm going to call it out. There are a lot of companies that use Sedgwick for sick leave. And they do a terrible job. Sorry, I needed a drink. I'm just over here yakking so much. Hello, Buggy. Bye-bye, Buggy. But, I mean, I get it. It's hard to do your own oversight to make sure people aren't cheating that benefit. When I worked at GM, I seen a lot of people cheating the sick leave benefit. They would go out on sick leave, and then when you met them down at Frickers, they were laughing at the company. Oh, I'm getting paid to stay home. And GM gave you 100% pay, or at least my contract did. So you would go on sick leave and you were 100% paid. Stay home. Now, they did do some things to try to counter it, in which GM must have had all kinds of money, because they would have people follow you and report back to General Motors as to what your activities were if you were out on sick leave long enough. And this included maternity leave. I should know because I got followed. Let me tell you, they don't do a great job at it. And I bet the only thing they had to report was that I parked up close with a brand new baby. Because I definitely was not at the plant at any time with a giant pregnant belly. Psst, I was. But anyway, they had their proof that I indeed gave birth to a child and was recovering from it, because I wasn't even driving then. So anyway, they did that all the time. I don't know how some of these people didn't get caught, but you know, it was a crooked system then. It's probably why it broke and we don't have our GM jobs anymore. That was a sweet gig though, I ain't gonna lie. I was a sweet gig. But the place I work for now, it wasn't that it was a sweet gig. It was super easy to pull one over on the company, or, you know, easy to antagonize the managers or anything like that. And we did a lot of that at GM. It wasn't that it was easy to do all that stuff. It was that actually the managers on the floor made it easier to take that call from the screaming customers, easier to have to deal with someone screaming at you so hard and it just seemed like they were doing everything in their power to make sure you knew that they were taking it personally and that they were personally attacking you. There are a lot of people out there that do that, guys. A lot. Must be easy sitting in that chair, taking calls all day, not caring about your customers. Well, Karen, really, it's not. But I'm sitting there thinking my manager made it a little bit easier because he brought me a cute little thank you card, or he brought me a little piece of candy, or a cookie, or gave me a coupon for a free meal in the cafeteria, or went and got me a coffee. And it wasn't that he was doing that just he or she. We've you know, mixed managers. Let's just say they would do that for all their people, their whole entire group. They would do nice little things for that. And there were things that the company sprung for everybody's group. From the poor customer, I mean, whew, we get it in fraud. I can only imagine what customer service gets. We only get a taste of that terror. Can only imagine what customer service gets. You know, and if you treat your employees good, they want to do good for you. And this company they had set the precedent. They were treating us great. And it wasn't the fact that we were getting little freebies or little extra bonuses here and there. It's the thought. I mean, a thank you card meant just as much, or a thank you email meant just as much to me as the cookie, as the free meal, as the coffee. It told me that they're thinking of me and that they know that, or they're thinking of us, not just me, but all of us, you know, and that they remember what it was like when they were on the floor and what they had to go through. There's one manager who still tries their best. They really do. It's just that you can't do it all. And honestly, I can't blame them at this point, because the way they've combined everything, you know, managers are getting just as micromanaged and just as picked on, even though there's times I've turned around and said, you know, they wouldn't be enforcing these rules if they remembered what it was like to be on the floor. Or what do they do all day? Just sit in meetings? You know, I Karen'd it a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. If any of you are watching this, I'm really, really sorry, but I Karen'd on a little bit. You know, when I was throwing a big old hissy fit about this micromanaging. And I know they don't like it any more than we do. But they're not allowed to say that they don't like it. Because everything is recorded. Even those, that messaging system that we have. Everything is recorded and watched. So there's nothing they can do to help, just help make it feel better. Sometimes it's all you need is to help make it feel better. Hey, I know it's the company that's screwing us. Screwing you too. Screwing me, screwing you, screwing everybody, because, you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Because thanks to this pandemic that came out and everybody went home, and we all thought it was going to be, you know, rainbows and unicorns from that day forward. Oh, how dumb we were. But anyway, they used to be able to be actual managers and be relatable, I should say. That's it, relatable. And they can't be relatable anymore, because now they get yelled at. We get yelled at if we complain just a little. Just a little. And it doesn't matter what we complain about. If I complain that it's raining outside too much, now they aren't going to get on your case for an, oh man, it's raining outside. But if two people start talking about how it's raining outside, and it's all like, man, I really hate the rain, you get talked to. Even in a chat that's designed for engagement, where if you get that rare chance where you could talk in between calls on the message boards, then you get told you're complaining too much. It's just been the way they've been moving. It's just been one disappointment after another, and that micromanaging was kind of like my straw, and it got broken. So thanks for letting me vent about it a little bit, okay, for the majority of this video. Maybe some of you can relate. Be relatable with me. Oh, heck. Anyway, speaking of being in fraud and being in the fraud department, they really shouldn't call us fraud. They should call us anti-fraud. I always thought calling us fraud sounded a little scammy. But speaking of fraud and speaking of scams, boyfriend comes over for a little bit tonight, and he tells me, he even shows me on his PayPal account, there was an invoice for a little over $1,300 for a MacBook, I believe. I can't remember, some kind of laptop or Mac top, whatever, some kind of computer. And he said he called the number. He said he called the number. Ugh. Why did you call the number? At least he got smart to the scam. He got wise to it before he actually attempted to install a program called AnyDesk. And what AnyDesk is a program that can, I would imagine, be used genuinely for actual tech help. But what the scammers use it for is to connect to their victim's computer and then wreak havoc. And it's a long explanation, but it's basically scammer involved. So anytime you call someone and even a tech support, question them. They want you to download AnyDesk or TeamViewer. Question them. Why? Why do you want me to download this? What's going on? In fact, because these guys are such great social engineers, don't even call anyone. Just go to a local computer repair place. Go to Geek Squad, Best Buy, whatever. Go in person. I'm not saying you're not going to get scammed or ripped off, because I'm sure they're going to charge quite a bit to help you with your tech issue. But these scammers disguise themselves as PayPal, as Amazon, as Microsoft, as Geek Squad on the phone. They will tell you they are Geek Squad. They will tell you that they are YouTube. They will tell you that they are Facebook. They will tell you anything they need to tell you in order to get you hooked in so they can steal your money. And believe you me, they're good at it. And that's why a lot of places employ teams of, I guess, fraud prevention specialists. So I'm not just a prevention specialist, you know, I also get a lot of people who already got victimized by fraud. And I have to do what I can to fix it. I have to be reactive and proactive. I prefer proactive. If I could be proactive, like if I get a scammer on the phone trying to use my customers' cards, oh, you could trust and believe I'm going to do everything I can to stop that. And you don't always get a win. I left Tuesday night with not a total loss because they didn't get any money. But not a win either. I wasn't able to get a hold of the victim. But they didn't get no money, so it's half a win. But I'm pretty sure the victim is more than just a victim of scamming. I'm pretty sure they opened up this account using their information without their permission. I hate scammers. Oh. But anyway, he tells me he called them. I'm not buying this. Well, sir, I need you to turn on your computer. Why? Well, because I believe hackers are involved. So I need you to download AnyDesk or TeamViewer. So we can connect to your computer, so we can connect your computer to our secure server. We will not only get you your refund, but we will take care of those hackers at no cost. Please sign into your bank. It doesn't quite happen like that. I'm just going to say that. This looks a little liney, so I'm going to try and smooth it out a little bit. And that's the Caran d'Ache blender. This is the, I guess, woodless blender version. I guess they got a wooded blender now. I'll have to get one. Oh, I think I did have one and I didn't like it. I don't know. I'll double check. I may have been wrong when I said I had one and didn't like it. But anyway, even though I like my Prismacolor ones, I kind of like this better. I just try not to use it as much. Look at there, that's kind of cute. But anyway, he did download the AnyDesk, but he didn't open it or give them any kind of code. He wasn't able to because my son had put on a protective system. God. Love that man to death. But I have preached at him 100,000 times. They ask you to download anything, be it AnyDesk, TeamViewer, anything. Just say no. Do not download stuff. Ah. But what kind of girlfriend would I be if I didn't try to grill that into his head? Just like, oh yeah, you got plenty of money. Just go ahead and waste it all on scammers. I couldn't do that to him. I really like that guy. And I told him, I was like it or not. Because we're getting older and he's a little bit older than me. I told him, I said, like it or not, you are in the elderly category. Even though you're very, smart, you're very active, you work hard, you play hard, you're still in the vulnerable category. And these guys are just, I should have told him to change his phone number. Because they got his phone number now. Now they're going to have all their little friends call him. But man, he made a good point tonight too while he was here, before we got into the stuff where he downloaded AnyDesk. He asked, isn't there any jobs out there where that is just your primary focus, is catching these scammers? Actually, there is. I don't know if it's a full-time center, but there is a center somewhere out here in the great United States. I'm not going to say its location, because scammers could be watching my channel too. But there is a center that does it. I'm not even going to name the center because I don't want them to know what I'm talking about. They probably do, but the less information I give, the better. There is a place, though, that does that. It's just not where I'm at. Would I be willing to move for it? Yes. Yes, I would. If they called me up and said, hey, you want a job here? Yeah. And they offered to pay moving costs? Yeah. I'm on that. Bring it on. I really wish. It won't happen, but that's okay. One can dream. It was a fun dream. Fun fantasy land. And that's why I color. And a lot of you might be coloring because you're stressed out, or you're going through something that doesn't normally stress you out, but like maybe right now it's stressing you out. Coloring is relaxing and fun, and hey, sometimes you can talk to yourself and nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna care. I mean, when I'm at work, I can't talk to myself. Could you imagine what a customer would say if I'm just sitting there like, cannot believe you did outside the lines again. What's the matter with you? They've been like, what? Oh, shoot. That would be awesome. But hey, since I hadn't said it yet, at least I don't think I had. Me and ADHD. Thanks for stopping by today, guys. I'm glad you joined me today to do this color and chat. Okay, color and gripe. Let's call it like it is, Christine. It's a color and gripe. But at least we got some work. We're getting some work done here. We're getting some progress. And I've been very good at saving it for the video. As tempted that I've been to finish this stuff up and move along. Speaking of let's talk about these Blick pencils a little bit more while I'm using them. And while I will have to say, you know, Michael's and Hobby Lobby, they're stores that also say, hey, Hobby Lobby, it's right in the flippin' name. They're all about the hobbies. They're all about the art. They're all about the crafting and stuff. So you would think that they would know how to make good products. And I'm not saying they themselves manufacture their own pencils and paints and markers and stuff. But you'd think somebody would have used them and been like, ugh, these are terrible. We're not putting our name on that. We're not putting artist love or master's touch on that. This is terrible. Terrible. It's unacceptable. Because it is. Guys, it's unacceptable. Except for, I have to give it to Michael's for those watercolors. I was, especially at the cheap price I got them at, that was just unexpected. And I'll leave it with this. I don't think they're professional watercolors because they're not. But I'm still a beginner. And they're professional enough for me. But anyway, I'm sure you guys have heard me sharpening these over and over and over again. And I am. They're getting shorter and shorter and shorter. But here's the thing that you got to keep in mind. And that's what I wanted to talk a little bit more about. And then I really will finish up these lily pads off camera. There's no sense of doing that. And next week we'll do the tree and these flowers. I'll pick out a bunch of colors for that. And I will probably include some of the encyclopedia pencils with that, because again, I only have 24 of the Blicks. Excuse me. Thankfully, they're the landscape, so they've come in handy, at least as far as the greenery's going. And they're probably going to be pretty handy. I can't remember exactly how many browns, but it's probably going to be enough. And even if it isn't, we'll get some of the Irrigitan pencils out and do that. And then we'll have to think in the comments below, what color should we do the fox? And I'm not sure if we should do the frog in green. There's a spot I missed right here. And I know there's a spot I missed in the water too. Right there in that little teeny tiny corner. Right there. Get your hand off of there. There we go. Let's do this a little bit more too. And then we'll sharpen it up again, just because I want it sharp from when I finished it off. Because I won't be finishing it off tonight. I may finish it off at work, because it's at this point it's just mindlessly doing some little lilies, water lily pads. Although that one kind of looks like a flower, but we're going to do lily pads. That's my decision, and it is final. But we need to think about what color we're going to do with the fox, because I definitely don't want him to be brown, because the bark's going to be brown. Although I have seen videos in the past where people did beautiful trees in gray. You know, beautiful branches and tree trunks. There we go. Sometimes I can actually think of the word. But the frog's definitely going to have to be a different color. So we're going to think about what color we're going to have him. And then we'll bring the water pencils back in once we get this fish done here. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do with that end yet. That's why I purposely left that one undone. And then, of course, these, you know, all these edge lines and stuff are undone, because I want to get the object under the watercolor first before we put the water back on top. And that's exactly why all of the pencils are in their own little cup right now. And they're written down here just in case I'm stupid enough to put them up. Which I can be. So we'll get these little lily pads finished here. And then come back next week, we'll do the bark and the flowers that I want to do in that pop of orange and yellow. And in the comments below, let me know what color we should do the frog and the fox. And we could do those in the video after, I think. Get this guy done here. But I will be going back full time, so I will have to find a way to get it done Wednesdays nights or not at all. And I don't want to do not at all because I want to share with you the coloring journey, and I want us to continue to have such a fun community. This community is just awesome. I mean, all the videos I watch every day from everyone, and some of the other YouTubers, how do y'all do it every day? How are you able to make a video every day? Goodness. Apparently y'all don't have 9 birds, 2 cats, one that's still in a cage from being spayed, and she's hating life. Ooh, she's hating life. But she'll be out. She's gonna be in. We'll take her to the vet next week to get her stitches out. I'd never had to do that with an animal before, but she is an overactive cat. In her normal everyday, I mean, the first 2 days after she came home from the vet after her spay, and she was just like, she got up to eat, drink, go to the restroom, and slept the rest of the way. That was the weirdest thing I'd ever seen, because I am used to a cat that throws herself against the wall so hard that you could hear it outside. She'll be bounding through the house on her zoomies, and I mean, she's not like headbutting the wall. She will use the wall to bounce off of it. Occasionally she has made the odd mistake and headbutted the wall, but you can hear all 4 of those feet hit the wall so hard from the outside that it's not even funny. She is a very energetic and active cat, so she's getting back to that. She's gotten out of her onesie 6 times now, and we've had to put her back in. A couple of times it was overnight, and I was so worried. I'd go to bed that night thinking, oh, she's going to get out of that. She's going to rip those stitches out. She's going to get out of that and rip those stitches out. So far, so good. And we'll have her out of the cage and back to her normal self in no time. And we'll have those stitches taken out by the vet, and she should be good to go. And the little kitten's been having a ball, and she's about to get put in her place in just a week. Anyway, guys, I better get off of here because I'm sure this video has gone on long enough. It's after midnight here in Eastern time, so everyone have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a great weekend too, because I know some of you already are experiencing Friday, and the rest of y'all are about to hit Friday. So take care. Have a wonderful, colorific rest of your day. Thanks again for stopping by, and take care again. I love you guys. Bye.